How often do you hear prospects saying it's too expensive? Or I've never made an investment like that before? Or I don't make that kind of money? Or I don't have that kind of money? What if I told you that objection handling is actually not your problem? What if I told you that this objection actually has to do with their deep-rooted relationship with money and they actually told you this early on in the call? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through how to pre-handle the fear objection related to money by challenging their relationship with money very early on in the conversation. This is going to be the third video around the deep psychological patterns that keep people from moving forward, how to listen for them, and ultimately how to handle them. My name is Nick, and I've closed close to $3 million in high ticket sales. I've helped close to 100 other business owners and sales reps do the exact same. And after reviewing hundreds of calls and taking thousands myself, I've trained my ear to know exactly what to listen for, to know what objection I'm going to need to pre-handle so I don't need to fight this person at the end. And so you can typically hear the self-sabotaging language very early on in the conversation. And there's three main cognitive patterns that get in the way of people buying and making decisions, especially uncomfortable decisions, which in most cases, buying is going to be an uncomfortable decision in the first place. There's rationalizing, there's procrastinating, and then there's their relationship with time and their relationship with money. And so today we're going to talk about their relationship with money. We're going to talk about what it sounds like, where it actually comes from, as in like the deeper place. And then later on, I'm going to show you a live example of me pre-handling an objection that would have easily turned into a fear objection or a money objection to later collect $8,000 and make like $900 in an hour. If you get value out of this and want to see me do more videos exactly like this one, comment the word money down below. But I cannot stress this enough. Only way you are going to get the full value is by watching the entire video. Problem actually is where it comes from, how to handle it, and then a live call of me doing the exact same thing. So let's dive in. Before we do that, if you want to fast track your progress so that you don't need to watch a million YouTube videos to get it right, I still have a few slots left open this month for one-on-one coaching. And since I pour so much of my personal time into each client and each student that I work with, I can't work with a million of you, and I only cap it at 5 people per month. Like Colton here, who doubled his income literally the first 30 days of us working together through implementing a lot of what I teach and having my eyes behind his calls. Link is down below to see if you qualify. I got my Nick ready. I got my caffeine. Let's dive in. So guys, the problem isn't the money itself. Again, it's their relationship with the money because they have a very scarce relationship with money. So according to a study done by the National Library of Medicine, the experience of inefficient resources can create scarcity mindset, increasing attention towards the scarce resource itself, but at the cost of attention of unrelated aspects. So in other words, they're focused on the fact that they're broke rather than the reason that they're broke. Don't let that go over your head. They're focused on the fact that they are broke rather than the reason that they are broke. And so they're limited by their resources rather than being empowered by their ability to be resourceful. So they are ultimately looking at the wrong shit because they view money as a limited resource. So someone who has a poor relationship with money, what does that sound like? They may say things like, I don't have that kind of money, or I don't want to lose money, or I didn't want to lose money, or I didn't have the money, or what if I do something like this and it doesn't work out? You can hear how this is coming from them viewing money as the problem as opposed to the symptom of the problem. That's the issue. So the question is, where does it come from? Survival and safety is where it comes from. In their minds, the safe option is doing absolutely nothing at all to protect the scarce little bit of money that they have, rather than risking money. It's a broken mindset. And according to Megan Lurtz, who is a psychologist and has a book on all this shit, scarcity negatively hijacks our minds and impairs the decision-making process. So what that means for you is it fucks your sale if you don't do something about it early on. So the question then becomes, well, how do we help them overcome it? We need to shift their relationship with money. We have to get them to see through their lens of the world that money is the symptom rather than the problem. And in order to do this, you first have to get context around how fucked their situation actually is. Same as pre-handling any objection. The best way that you're gonna do it is by getting context around how fucked their situation is. Nothing is gonna land if you don't have that context. Now, once you've uncovered how fucked their situation is and how much pain that they're in, you're gonna ask them, what steps would you say you've done towards actually overcoming this. And then they're going to give something along the lines of what I listed above. Well, I didn't want to risk the money. Well, I didn't want to lose the money. Well, I don't have that kind of money. Well, it was too expensive. Especially now, most of you are selling something that in some way is helping people make more money. Career coaching is helping them get a better job to make more money. A biz op is teaching them how to start a business to make more money. Lead gen is helping them get more leads for their business so that they can make more money. 99% of you, the shit that you sell helps people make more money. So this is very applicable. So they're gonna say something like that. And when they do, they'll be like, okay. So it sounds like money has been the reason you haven't taken action? They're gonna be like, yes. I'm gonna give them an analogy. You're gonna say, money is an interesting topic because like, money is ultimately the reason you need to take action because you want to have more money to take your family on vacations, to be able to have your wife not working. Whatever reasons they told you earlier, right? Whatever pain they're in, that's why it's fucking important to get that first. Money is the reason that you need to take action. Can't be the reason you don't, right? It's like a fat person saying, I'll start going to the gym when I lose weight, but they need to go to the gym to lose weight. Do you see how that way of thinking has kept you stuck? Yes. How so? Okay. And then they're going to justify it. And are you ready to overcome that way of thinking? Yes. Why now? Can I keep you accountable to that? Now, it's not always going to be black and white because people will fight you on this and your beliefs are important, right? You have to internalize this shit. And more importantly, you have to be congruent. So we're about to dive into a call of me breaking down exactly what I just said here in a live scenario. But before we do that, we have to talk about congruency because congruency is key, again, for any of this shit to land. You have to be ready to overcome your own money objections. All of this shit starts within. Otherwise, the words are gonna have no weight. If you're the type of person who is holding back on doing something he knows he needs to do or she knows she needs to do because of the money, it's gonna be tough to overcome this. If you're giving yourself excuses like, well, I don't have the money right now. Well, let me wait until I get my commission check. Well, let me wait until I close more deals. Right? Then you are the fucking problem and you are giving the same objection that they're giving. So good luck trying to handle it. So again, for any of this to land, overcome your own excuses first. You have to be committed to mastery within yourself to help someone else be committed to mastery. Now, if you've made it this far, I've been yelling at this camera for the last like 10 minutes. So you have some level of commitment that says a lot about you already. But if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to stop relying on videos like this to get you through so that you can go get 5K, 10K piffs like Danik here with very little objection handling. Click the link below, see if you qualify. I still have a few slots left for one-on-one coaching. Let's dive into the call. Like, what do you think has prevented you from going from research into like actually executing and building?
The startup costs, to be honest with you.
Okay, what do you mean?
First, like for example, one of the programs I was looking at, you need at least 10K to start up with. And I don't want to start something. Like I said, I don't have a steady income.
That could fuck the sale right there. He's just said that the reason he hasn't done anything is because a lot of these programs need 10K. Well, Mr. Prospect, I'm about to ask you for 8 at the end, so that's a problem. So we're gonna cook it though.
And 10K right now is lots of money for me. And I have invested. I already have a. Let me see. Hold on a second. I have already 47 grand into one thing. I like the diversity. You know what I'm saying? I don't like having one place where all my money is. That's why kind of spread around. But I want to also have like something that I'm like this kind of seems really good because I was reading about it, and I want to have something like you just established. Like I want to do something that it's my primary job. I want to put this as a side job.
Right. And so it sounds like so he's giving me a little bit of like a smart, sophisticated way of telling me that he's scared because he's saying that I like to have my money invested in different places and it's ultimately you're fucking scared, Mr. Prospect, but it's all good because I'm gonna fucking get you right. I'm gonna get his ass right. Right. And so it sounds like you said money has been the reason, like setup costs is what's prevented you from starting.
Correct.
Yeah. So money is interesting, man. Okay. So now we're about to set the analogy, right? Now we're about to frame him with the overweight analogy. I think that's the one that I used here. For like a perspective, is that okay?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Go ahead.
So money is an interesting topic, right? Because money, at the end of the day, money is the reason you need support and the reason that you need to do something. Right? You can have more money to move to St. Pete's, right? To not have to get a job and spend more time with your daughter, to ultimately live, to travel, to do the things that you said, to have stability. Money is the reason you need to do something, but it sounds like it's also the reason you haven't.
Right.
Right? It's almost like an overweight person, a 300, 400-pound person saying, I know I need to lose weight. I know I need to go to the gym to lose weight, but I'm going to start, let me lose the weight first, and then I'm going to go to the gym. Right? So, exactly like I just said. So, the first part is obviously you get context around how shit his situation is, and then ask him what he's done to overcoming it. And when he gives you a money reason, didn't have the money, the startup cost, as he just said, we're going to give him that analogy, right? Money is the reason that you need to do something because of XYZ specific fucking reason. So you can have more money to spend time with your daughter, so that you can be able to travel more, so that you can move because he told me he wanted to move to Florida. Can't also be the reason that you don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how the reason that you've needed to do something has
Yeah.
been the reason you haven't?
Did you finish up in psychology or something? What's your degree in?
He said, "Did I study psychology?" Hell no, Mr. Prospect. I did not. I studied helping people. That's why I'm here. That's come on, come on. Similar, man. Similar. My degree's in helping people, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm actually a dropout, guys. I have no degree. If I can say something direct here without offending you, is that
Yeah.
okay?
Go for it.
So, can I say something direct without offending you? In other words, like I'm about to fucking slap this perspective out of you. That's what's gonna keep you stuck. That's what's gonna keep you in this place.
Okay.
Because do you see how your relationship with money, again, the reason you need to has ultimately been the reason you haven't? Like, do you see how that's been a self-sabotaging loop?
Yes.
Ooh, we're cooking right now. We're cooking right now. Like this, he's with me, right? This is exactly where we need him to be, though. Pay attention to the pausing. Pay attention to the pacing. Pay attention to the tonality. That is what's going to keep you stuck. And he's with me because he said, yeah, but we're not done.
Yep.
Yeah. And like, do you see how that way of thinking is what's potentially kept us in this place?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I guess another very subtle thing is I use we and us a lot because it's collaborative. It's not me versus him. It's me and him versus the fear that he's trying to get away from. So we're on the same team and we're battling that fear. So if the fear were to show itself, again, it's going to be me and him versus the fear because you don't want people to feel like you're attacking them. I guess the right question is, and it's not overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow or the next day, right? But that way of thinking of hesitancy to put money forward when we know we need money, do you think that's worth keeping, or should we maybe start to let go of that way of thinking?
I think we should let it go. I mean, I should let it go.
Yeah, because if we really look at it, man, like what has that costed you so far, that perspective?
$500,000 forex.
Yeah.
I lost $500,000. And yeah, when Ford and the Brits and United Europe, Europe United, whatever,
Mhm.
EU separated, I lost $497,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Boom. Boom. Right? What has that perspective? I wouldn't have never known this. I would have never known this if I didn't ask. What has that perspective costed you? It's costed this dude $500,000. The fact that he even has $500,000 to lose means that this is a fairly, what a lot of you would call high level or sophisticated prospect. And he's still scared. Everyone gets challenged because everyone has insecurities. Again, you have to overcome it within yourself to be able to even have this level of conversation with someone like this, though. Come on, let's keep going.
So that's kind of
And it all goes back to your relationship with money, though, because
yes.
I could show you all this cool, sexy AI shit and the technicals. Like, I could show you all that, but this, like I said, is what's going to keep you stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm downplaying the program here because what I don't want is for him to put the responsibility onto me and say, well, I'm ready to overcome it if you can wow me, if you can impress me, show me what you guys have to offer. I could show you all this cool, sexy AI shit, but this is what's going to keep you stuck. Are you ready to overcome this? Come on, we're cooking right now. We're cooking. And so I guess I know I'm being direct here, but it's because I want to help. Like, how much longer do we want to continue allowing this fear of letting go of money or this hesitancy be the reason that we continue to not have stability? Like, how? Ooh, cooked. How much longer do we want this way of thinking that has costed you 500 grand? How much longer do we want that to continue? How much longer do you want this to control you and control the decisions that you make? Right? And also something to keep note here is the way I told him that I know I'm challenging you, but it's in your best interest, right? When you're deep into fucking slapping somebody up, you have to let them know and remind them that you're on the same team. Let's keep going. And so I guess I know I'm being direct here, but it's because I want to help. Like, how much longer do we want to continue allowing this fear of letting go of money or this hesitancy be the reason that we continue to not have stability? Like, how much longer do you want that to go on?
I mean, I can survive if I keep it so long. You know what I mean? Because it's from safety net for running. Every day is running lower and lower because you got life and Stuff.
I can't survive if I keep going on because this safety net is running lower and lower and lower. That's a real consequence right there. This is real substance in this conversation. We've uncovered what's kept him stuck and what happens if it continues to keep him stuck. We're not done though.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So like, are you willing, again, I'm not saying it'll happen the next day or tomorrow, but are you willing to take the steps to actually let go of that way of thinking so that you can build something that gives you the stability and control?
I have to.
Yeah,
You know, and
I have to. Like, these are the answers that you want. I have to. I have to.
I want you to be honest with you. I don't want to be stuck, like you said, in this loophole that I'm always scared to lose money and stuff like that.
He's internalizing it, guys. Right? You can see him shifting. You could see his way of thinking shifting. He's internalizing what I'm saying. And it's not just in one ear, not the other.
Yeah, and why now to let go of that?
Right.
Like why? Like why now to let go of that?
Why now? Because I need to reset my way of thinking.
Okay.
I mean, that's why I kind of need to talk to a person. Everything what I do now is emails, text messages. I never talked to anybody in the last 6 months about anything like regarding this new adventure.
Yeah.
So when I talk to you guys or you or somebody like that, okay, me kind of like, hey, this is it. This is real shit. And
talking is a good first step, man.
Now, we're getting him closer to where we want, right? But I don't want him to confuse being on this call as taking action. Because, again, I'm sure a lot of you guys get those types of people who will say the right things and say, oh, well, that's why I'm here, right? And he's subtly putting the responsibility onto us and saying, well, that's why I've needed guidance. That's why I'm here to see how you guys can help. That's good that you're here, but that's not enough.
Talking is a good first step, but if we don't have this conversation, then that fear, it's going to show itself and continue to keep you stuck in this loop, in this fear of losing money. You see what I'm saying? So he talked about psychology, right? Like our brains are funny, and part of you knows this isn't serving him, and he knows he needs to let go of it, but there's a level of comfort attached to that, even though it's not serving you, right? So if that way of thinking were to show itself, or if the fear were to show itself, would we as your coaches have your permission to keeping you accountable and empowering you to overcome that?
Again, we're separating the man from the fear. So part of you knows this isn't serving him. He knows that this isn't going to get him to where he wants to get to. But there's a side of you that's been comfortable. So if that way of thinking were to show itself, would we have your permission to keep you accountable? This is deep shit, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Are you sure, man? I'm not always this nice. Are you sure?
No. Yeah, you're right. Because I was in a comfort zone making the kind of money when I was working, but money was coming in.
Right.
Now money just goes out. And like I said, I'm not okay with this, because like I need to do something to change that. I don't want to be in my life's. I need to get out of my comfort zone. There you go. That's what I want to say.
That's right. I respect that, right? Because there's some people, I don't want to say hard-headed, but we just can't help, right? Who know that they're in their comfort zone, who know it's not serving them, but then when it's time to do something, well, they want to stay in that comfort zone and then wonder why they never grow, wonder why they stay stuck.
Right.
So I'm glad that's not the conversation that you and I are having.
Boom. And then I finish it off with a good identity frame there because he is in alignment with where I'm taking him, right? He's buying into the frames. And so I want to reward him for that so he can continue doing that. And I also want to villainize the people, which is him, who have been doing that, who stay stuck, right? Because towards the end of the call, for one, he wants to continue acting in alignment with this frame that I've rewarded him for. And we just identified that his relationship with money is what's kept him stuck. And so he needs to overcome that. And he gave me permission to keep him accountable. So when a price comes, if he were to give me an objection, it's easy to overcome that shit at that point. Right? It's only going to take a couple minutes because of all the groundwork that I did only 15 minutes into the call. Like this whole section right here took me like 3-4 minutes. It took me 6 minutes. I lied. It took me 6 fucking minutes, guys, to not have to wrestle him at the end. And this 6 minutes is what led to him piffing for $8,000 and me making close to $900 in a fucking hour. So the most important thing, guys, is to know what to listen for. The next time you hear somebody saying, well, the money is what's preventing me, I don't have that kind of money, or anything that alludes to a scarce relationship with money, follow what I just did there. Keep them accountable, empower them to overcome it, ask for accountability, and watch how much more cash you collect and how few objection battles you have at the end. But like I've said a million times, congruency is important. So if you right now are the type of person who knows he needs to do something about his situation, maybe he needs to lose weight, maybe you need to get training, whatever the case is, if there's something you're putting off because of money, it's going to be really hard for you to execute really anything that I'm showing here, because you're the fucking problem. So again, I have a couple slots left for my one-on-one coaching. If you want to see if you qualify to be able to get results like Colton, who I talked about right here, who doubled his income in our very first month working together, there's going to be a link below to see if you qualify. Jump into that link, apply, and if you do, I'll see you inside. If not, I'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.